We are live here at the WAWG Bookstore for another week of our how-to interviews where we have the brilliant, the talented people in our community who are doing great things. And today I have a special guest who I've known for over 10 years. I'm gonna let her introduce herself. And my first question is, who is Mechè? Right? I said it right because I'm used to calling her by her Bryce. But so who is Mechè?
Mechè is Bryce. Mechè is my middle name, so I kind of just ran with the name Mechè. It's a little bit more edgier, got a little funk to it, so that's where I just came up with Mechè as far as like my business name.
Okay. And so can you tell us a little bit more about what your business is and how you got started with it?
Yes, so I'm a nail tech. I started in the nail industry because I always have my nails done. If you know me, you know I always have long, crazy nails. Just a fashion statement. I'm into fashion, so I design clothes as well. So I kind of just wanted to bring the fashion aspect of it into the nails and really just be able to be free and creative with nails.
And I have a question. This is more personal. Did you, because we played basketball together, did you have nails when we played basketball? I feel like, yeah, I felt like I remember something like that. So it was always that. So what moment was it when you decided, okay, I'm gonna actually become a nail tech? What moment was that, and then what did it look like?
I was kind of at a space in my life where I had to figure out what to do. I had to figure out I needed to buckle down. I needed to get a niche, get something where I can make money. And, I also wanted to do it for an extra stream of income for, goals that I have in the future. And tell me again your question.
And what was the first step? Like, was looking for schools? What was the first step towards moving towards that goal?
The first step, yes. I researched schools all around Tampa. I asked different people. People that I know went to different schools, whether it was for makeup, hair, nails. I kind of just asked around. I did my research. Once I found the school that I liked, I went and I personally went to see it unexpectedly. I didn't call anybody. I just wanted to see how it went. Once I found my school, I took my money and I was ready.
Mm-hmm. And how long was the schooling process for becoming a nail tech?
So you can do, it depends. So I only did the nail tech program, but you can do like the full specialist program. Just to be a nail tech, it can take 6 to 12 weeks. So it took me about 12 weeks because I have 2 small kids, so I had to, kind of balance the two.
And what was the biggest takeaway that you feel like you took away from being in nail school and I know you had to learn the mechanics of how to do nails, but what's another like personal takeaway you took away from being in nail school?
You really have to, like what I've learned so far, mm-hmm. I've learned that you really gotta have a backbone because and you have to want things yourself. Like you have to want it so bad because nobody is gonna give you anything. As everyone knows, the nail industry is predominantly that's an Asian sport. And I say sport because it's a sport for me. But that's what Asians do. They do nails. They're not gonna come in and let you just take their money. So you have to have a backbone. You have to want to teach yourself. They're not gonna teach you nothing. They're not gonna give you anything. They're not gonna tell you where to get products. They're not gonna do anything. But watch you. Mm-hmm. Whether you sink or you swim, so you got to be able to, take initiative for your own business and for yourself to be able to get it. Research. I've researched. I follow tons and tons of nail pages. I watch tutorials all the time. I'm self-taught, so everything that I know, I taught myself, and that's just by continuing to. My Instagram, my nail page strictly has other nail pages. I don't see nothing else on there. So, I kind of just fill my head with nails and everything like that.
We're gonna study your craft. So I know you talked about the Asian being dominant in the nail industry. So have you been inside of their salons, like working side by side, or was it just in the school process?
Yes, so I've been in 2 salons so far. And yes, I've worked side by side with, I worked in 2 Vietnamese salons, and it's been a challenge. It's definitely been a challenge. Like I said, they don't give you anything. They don't want you to be better than them. There are some people who will try to genuinely help you, but 9 times out of 10, no, they won't. And it's tough because you feel like, I want to learn. I'm hungry. I'm determined. I'm being humble. I'm coming in like, what do I need to do so I can grow? And they will tear you down, really. And more so than build you up and teach you things. So you really got to be able to just get it, like focus and get it.
So what advice would you give to someone who's wanting to come into the nail industry?
The advice I would like to give is to, again, like I said, be very determined. Like, you have to practice all the time. You have to stay, because one thing with acrylic nails, if you do not practice that, your strokes, everything, then you lose it. And any teacher will tell you that if you don't practice your acrylic, if you don't stay consistent with it, you will lose how good you are at it. So just stay consistent, stay determined. Don't ever let anybody tell you what you cannot do. Don't ever let anybody tell you. I was told it was going to be 5 years before I even knew how to do acrylics. That was me coming into my first salon. You know, I was very hungry, and it hurt my feelings. But that's because I was expecting them to tell me, good job, Bryce, because this is what they do. You know, but you cannot. Don't look for them to pat you on the back. Don't look for them to do any of those things. You really got to be like self-motivated and celebrate yourself. Celebrate yourself always. The small wins, the big wins, always, because you need that push, because nobody's gonna push you. So you always got to be able to clap for yourself. I don't care how small the success is. Celebrate it. Celebrate yourself. So that's what I would say. So, you know, stay motivated, stay hungry, stay consistent, and always clap for yourself. Don't ever look for anybody to tell you that you're good or you're bad or you need help. Like, it's all self. You gotta be,
yeah. No,
that's
real. And what's your favorite part about being a nail tech?
I love to serve people. I love to love on people. I love to make people happy. So I like to give services. And with that being said, I love to be able to give people pedicures, you know what I'm saying? Massages to where they can feel good when they're leaving. Their feet look nice. Their hands look nice. Now they don't feel like, you know, they may have been feeling down, but when they leave out the salon, their nails are beautiful. And now they feeling like that one, you know what I'm saying? So I just like to be able to make people feel good. That's it. Like, I love to love people and just make them feel good.
What is the worst part? I know we talked about just having to get inside of industry that kind of doesn't even want to let you inside, but what is the worst part about your industry, or the part that you don't like about being a nail tech that doesn't have to relate to the people who aren't willing to let you in the industry or aren't trying to? Does that make sense?
You're saying does it relate to them? Like,
no, what's like something that you don't dislike, or something that you dislike about what you do? Is there anything that you dislike?
No, no. People are very picky. They're very, very picky, but you kind of just learn, like, I'm very picky. I don't want my nails looking crazy. I'm very big on shape. I'm very big on my paint job. I'm very big on a lot of different things. So I understand, you know, because you're paying money, you want to receive a great service. You want everything to look like it's supposed to look. So, no, the only thing that really I do not like is just it's not an industry where they're very accepting whatsoever. But that's it. Like, that's the biggest thing. for me.
And did they give you any advice, or did you learn something along the way of dealing with customers that you feel like, okay, yeah, they still not satisfied? Like, because I know even just me being in business, I still see sometimes where I can have out of the 4,000, I can have unsatisfied customers. Did they give you any advice on how to deal with that, or do you have any advice on how to deal with that?
Yes. So my advice would be that you can't make everybody happy. Always do your very best. As long as you know you did your very best, I don't care what that best looks like. I don't care if it matches my best, your best, and your very best, and that's it. Like, not everybody's gonna like your very best. Not everybody is gonna hate your very best. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to understand and really like be able to take it, you know, be able to receive constructive criticism, because maybe you can still grow in certain areas. Maybe there was something that was not perfect. Always know that you have room to grow, but for the most part, you just got to keep your head up and keep it pushing. Like, next play, next one, I'll be able to do it better on my next customer, or, you know, the next customer will be happy. If they don't, then the next one will. Not everybody in the world is going to be angry.
So we're here at the WAWG bookstore, where books have played a big part just in my journey. Is there any books that you feel that have played a part of your mindset or your business mindset that have contributed to you doing it better?
Better? We being honest here.
Honesty is all we ask for.
Honest, I'm not a big, no, I don't have any books. I need to read more. But honestly, it's just, I've played basketball my whole life, so I kind of just learned, you know, basketball taught me a lot of things about life that I go back to every single day. Yeah, you just know that you will never be able to always make everyone happy. Like, but I don't have any books that I read. I pray, and I kind of just try to go back to what I was taught as a kid. You know, playing basketball, playing sports, it all kind of goes in with real life. So that's kind of just what I go back to.
Okay, this is my next question. Any mentors or people that you feel like have, I know you said sports, so is there any people, coaches, or anything that played a part in your evolution?
As business wise, for sure, my father, Mark Patton, Just Blaze, old school, whatever you want to call him. You know, my dad, he plays a major part in how I am all the way around. Everything, I give all credit to my father. He talks to my head every time, every day, even when I don't want to hear it. And I will say my boyfriend, he's very smart business wise, and I take a lot of advice from him. He has a successful business, so I kind of just, if you don't have anybody, see who has something that's working. And when you see somebody who has it together, where they kind of found out what it takes, ask them questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to you know, like, no, not everybody has the answers. Just the answers are there. Use your resources. It doesn't necessarily have to be a book. It don't have to be somebody you know. It could be an absolute stranger.
And can you give me just one piece of advice that either one of them taught you about business or life? Like just one gem that you can think of on top of your head.
One gem from my dad.
I know this might be hard, but
woo! I got a lot of gems, boy.
He's gonna be on you if you don't say that.
Dang, wow, that's a good question, but it's very tough. From my dad. You got me.
It's okay. If you think of it, just let me know.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's interesting to me because I don't know. We can't say that we know that many nail techs that look like us or even come from the backgrounds that we come from. So it's been very interesting to know your entire journey of being in nail tech. And there's a million more questions that I could ask, but I want to ask you something on a personal side. So if you can go back to your 18-year-old, we got our girl on it, we got an audience in this mug. If you can go back to your 18-year-old self, if you can give that self a piece of advice, what would it be?
Ooh, stay focused. Stay focused. Boys, they're boys. Boys will be boys. At 27, I'm 27, and the men my age are still not mentally there. So trust me. The boyfriends can wait. They can wait. Like, I'm not saying you can't have friends. I'm not saying don't have fun, but they take too much time. Minds are not fully developed to even wrap around what you have going on, what it takes, and because they don't know what it takes, naturally, that causes problems. So, hold off on the boyfriends. Hold off on them.
And
that's the biggest.
That just made me. That usually is my last question, but you just made me think of another question. Just how do you balance being a mother, being a business person, being a student to life, being a lover, being a sister, brother? I mean, I'm sorry, brother, but like being a auntie, like being so many roles. How do you find a balance to show up for everything and everyone? I'm still. We're being honest.
I'm so sorry. I am still trying to find my balance. I'm trying to find my balance between just work and being a mom. So trying to juggle entrepreneurship, trying to juggle work, trying to juggle being there and present for my family. It's hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's very hard. There's a lot of nights where I spend where I feel bad, like I'm not in enough places at one time. But again, you have to just do your best, and you have to know you're doing your best, and just that's all you can go with, and continue to try to grow. Of course, continue to try to get better in that area, but it's hard. I'm trying to balance it, but I'm tired a lot of times. I'm tired. So I guess that would be the best way to explain how I'm balancing everything. But I don't have it down pat yet. Like I still have little hiccups here and there, but it's okay. It's a part of the journey. And I know eventually I will get it.
And then is there, that was my last question. Is there anything that you wanted to add?
I would like to add that always keep your eye on your dream, never lose sight of your dreams. Everybody has a purpose, and you can fulfill your purpose, whether it's your purpose or your just dreams. As long as you do not give up, don't give up. When you give up, then it's never gonna happen. But if you continue to go, I don't care if you fall down 20 times, eventually you're gonna get to where you're trying to go. And another thing I want to be able to say in my process, it's easy to see everybody around you, maybe other nail techs, maybe they started and they're taking off and going, maybe they're getting their suite, maybe they're getting their clientele, maybe they're getting whatever. Don't pay attention to what they're getting or how fast they've made it to their destination, because you don't know why or how they got there. And that doesn't mean that that's your time. It's easy to see people because it's very frustrating trying to get your clientele. It's very frustrating to get your face familiar. It's very frustrating to have to go against popularity. 9 times out of 10, most people just go where it's cool, but always stay authentic, always stay yourself, always stay genuine, and your people will start to gravitate towards you. So basically, yeah, just always keep your eye and your focus on yourself, because if you look over here, you're gonna fall off. look over here, you're gonna fall off because now you're worried about what everybody else is doing rather than really keying in on your focus and what it's gonna take for you to get to that salon or that suite. You know what I'm saying? It can get very depressing. It can get I've been all of those things. I've cried. I've wanted to quit my salon jobs, everything, but I've you know, just always just stay focused and don't look at anyone else's success as yours, because your journey is not theirs and theirs is not yours. You may make it to a salon faster than somebody else, you know. But yeah, always key in on yourself. Don't worry about what the next person is doing. Don't worry about how far they've gotten in whatever amount of time. Key in on you and stay focused on you, and that's it. You're gonna get to where you gotta go. I promise.
You should be a motivational speaker.
No, I'm saying.
But I just want to say thank you for coming out. Thank you, Mr. Henry, for letting us have this space where we can create and share the stories of our people. And I just want to say next week we'll have another interview at the We Got Bookstore how-to interviews where our people in our community is showing us how they doing it. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. The YouTube video will be up soon, and then y'all can watch the playback of the live. Thank you.
Yeah. Nails by Mechè.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. Wait. All your handles.
Okay. Personal Instagram would be it's Mechè. That's ITSMECHEBTW. It's Mechè, by the way. My nail page is gonna be nailsby.meche. And then clothes, that'll be later.
And then I'll put everything on under the bio. And then when the clothes come back, she'll be back on the show.
Definitely.
So y'all know.